Alright, Outlaw Radio Live fans, we are live on the air with the legendary Boom Bam from the legendary rap group Compton's Most Wanted. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing excellent, my man. How you living, man? How you living, brother?
I'm doing good. Just trying to survive this terrible weather we got going on down here in Canada, but it is what it is, man. Gotta live with it.
That's right.
So I gotta ask you, man, when did you get your start in the music industry?
Oh, man, back in the days, man, I was doing music. Man, music is in our blood, man, in our bodies, you know what I mean? We're doing music way back in the day, even before I even met Eight and Chill, we was doing music, you know what I mean? But, yeah, we just in the blood, you know what I mean? Born with it.
So, as everybody knows, you were the founding member of Compton's Most Wanted. How did that group come to be, and how did you meet the rest of the members?
Well, actually, Eight and Chill started it, you know what I mean? They started it doing their thing and shit. I was in the neighborhood, you know what I mean? I was a hood boy. So I was doing other things, you know what I mean? But Eight and Chill actually founded it, you know what I mean? And, you know, I just met them guys and we got together and, you know, we started doing our thing together, and that's when we all did it. DJ Slip, you know what I mean? DJ Mike T and Eight and Chill, and you know what I mean? And just that's what we did, you know.
And I'm telling you, guys produced some of the most classic records to ever come out of Compton, man. In my eyes, it was always NWA and Compton's Most Wanted, like head to head, man. That's what I always looked at it as.
Yeah, we've been around doing it for as long. We all grew up in the same city, so we all knew them guys, and we all supported each other, you know what I mean? And Easy, you know what I mean? Ren and Dre and them, man, and we know we ran with them cats, man, Yella and them. We all grew up in the same city. Compton is only so big, you know what I mean? So, you know, but yeah, they took off, and we all supported each other, you know what I mean? So they did their thing, we did our thing. We was more underground, but we were still a force to be reckoned with, you know what I mean? With respect on both sides, that's all.
Oh, most definitely a force to be reckoned with. And the one thing I do want to clear up, one of the original DJs of Compton's Most Wanted is Compton. I've heard many stories that he got fired from the group, he quit the group. I wanted to ask you, so obviously DJ Mike T took over. What's the actual story behind that situation?
Well, Ant was the first DJ, you know what I mean? Ant was around first, and for whatever reasons, I wouldn't say he was fired. No, we wouldn't fire. That's our brother, you know what I mean? We always got love for Ant. He just went and did different things, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It just, I can't really say, but he wasn't fired. Ant is our buddy, man. It's like our brother. So he was the first DJ, and then Mike T stepped in with his funky scratching, and you know what I mean. But it's all good. He wasn't never fired though. But you know, we still talk to Ant cool, and Ant was there when it all started too. So he deserved a lot of credit for the Compton's Most Wanted taking off and the beginning of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like Chill said in his interview, and his daddy, we didn't have cars and shit back. We didn't have cars and stuff back in them days like that. So we didn't get around, you know what I mean? If it wasn't for Ant, we wouldn't have made it to a lot of those shows and concerts and promotion radio shows, stations, and a lot of the things we did, you know what I mean? So Ant was intricate in the whole CM Dub creation in my eyes.
I actually had the privilege of talking to Compton on the phone a couple times as well. He's actually a very, very great guy. Very, very business-oriented. You can tell that for sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Even if he would have stuck around with us, that wouldn't have been all he would have did. You know, that's just the type of mind Ant got. He would have been doing multiple things anyway. He wasn't going to be boxed in to just one thing anyway. So, you know what I mean, for whatever reason. But I'm sure, you know, he have his own reasons for why he left and things, and we respect that. But you know, whatever he did, I knew he was going to be good at it and great at it, because, like you said, he got a good business mind and he's a smart guy. So. You know, with that being said, you never worry, you know, you dig?
Oh, most definitely. I still think it's crazy, though, that he actually, there's no pictures of him at all on the internet. I was talking to him about that, man. It's actually extraordinary to actually be part of such a huge group and have, no pictures at all.
Right. That's how behind the scenes he was, though. He always liked it like that. You know what I mean? He always stayed in the cut. he always, it don't surprise me that he wouldn't be on the, even if he was still with us right now doing, still with us, he still probably wouldn't be on a lot of pictures because he was just that behind the scenes type of person, you know what I mean? You did. Uh-huh.
So also, one of my favorite albums, like I told you before we got on the air, is Music to Drive By. I have to ask, what is the inspiration and story behind that entire record? How did it come to be?
Music to Drive By was just some stuff that, we 8 and us guys came up with, man, just straight about the hood, based on some true stories, some stuff we lived and some stuff we knew people lived. It was just straight from the soul, you know what I mean? Straight from the gutter, you know what I mean? Like I said, when we was recording, we wasn't really shooting for air time, as long as it was heard, we wasn't really shooting to be on the radio. So it was real raw, you know what I mean? To put it. So yeah, it was just from the soul, you know what I mean? Some real gangster stuff straight from the streets, some stuff we done lived and been through or know somebody that done been through, you know what I mean? Because we ain't no scrubs out here, you know what I mean? No studio gangsters, we done did it. We done did it, you know what I mean? For real, for real.
And honestly, I'm going to say this before we move on from this question. I actually wore out 3 copies of that record when I was younger, man. So I love that record. Straight up.
Yeah, they checking them was a hit, man. That was some of the finer work too. That was my personal favorite would probably be Music to Drive By, but it's for each his own. You know what I mean? There's different flavors, you know.
Oh hell yeah, man! And speaking of different flavors, in 1995, you helped form the underground rap group called NOTR. What was that like, and how did that come to be?
It was just like, NOTR niggas on the run, me, Chill, and Aid, and then we had our other buddy in there, Lil Rock was in there with us at first when we first got it going, but it was just some more CMW and Bird and Hawk, some more of our members just really getting a chance to get their feet wet and get out there. It was just basically a nice spin-off of CMW with me and Chill at the helm, and it was really some real nice music. You can find it on Spotify and things like that. It just never came out, but it was really just really a hit record. We really took 2 or 3 years recording it, and it was really nice. Unfortunate it didn't come out and do what it should have did, but God had other plans, and we move on, and it is what it is. We don't cry over spilled milk, but it was really a good record though. NOTR, niggas on the run.
And I have to ask, do you ever think that maybe one day, I believe it was Atlantic Records that actually shelved that, do you think one day maybe Atlantic Records would actually, finally let that album come out for the world to hear?
I wish they do. They paid for it. They got it sitting on the shelf. They own the rights to it. I wish they do, because it's a shame to just let it sit on the shelf, and hopefully one day it will see the day of light. Like I said, it's one of my favorite albums. I have it in my I have it on my playlist, when I work out or when I just want to listen to music. I listen to it on Spotify. It's really, really a good album. But I don't know. Hopefully one day Craig and the guys we were signed to over there at Atlantic, they bought the album. They did the album, and we worked on it and delivered it. And for unknown reasons, it just didn't see the day of light. But it's still sitting on the shelf somewhere in the Atlantic Records archives, and it would be nice for it to come out, man. I mean, I listen to it, like I said, quite often. It's in my playlist, and if you listen to it, it don't sound like an old album. You know what I mean? You listen to the lyrics and listen to the beat. Yeah, it sounds fresh, and to a person that ain't never heard it, it would be fresh to them. You know what I mean?
So if anybody from Atlantic Records listens to this, take it off the shelf. Let us have it. We're asking for it.
I think it'll be a hit, man. I think they got some platinum and gold just sitting on the shelf with some dust on it that they need to do something with. You know what I mean? But yeah, we make plenty more of that. We got plenty more of that. We and Chill, and we, that's what we do, man. We made a lot. Unfortunately, a lot of records, a lot of music and good records be left on the shelf. We do. We do lots of songs, and not all of them make the cut for the album, but the ones that don't make the cut, not saying that there wasn't good records and good songs, it just, for whatever reason, we all voted and it just didn't make it, but
on to another part of your career. A lot of our listeners might not know this, but you actually are a little bit of an actor as well. You actually had a role in the movie Menace to Society. I have to ask, how did you land that role, and what was it like actually doing that movie?
Oh man, it was great, man. It was actually great, man. Like I said, my boy A touched that up. AWAX, AWAX had the AWAX had a role in it, and you know they asked for a few guys and to do the drive-by scene, and fortunately that was something that we specialized in our real life, so it was real easy to do. You know what I mean? It wasn't even acting to us. It was just real stuff that we normally was doing at that time. But it was really nice. It was really nice working on that, man, and to know that Menace to Society is like a classic, movie, you know, black urban movie, and they show it all the time, especially during Black History Month and time. Like they show it all the time. So I'm very proud of it. I loved it. We had fun working on it, man, with all the guys and all the cast, you know.
It's actually crazy though, because I watched Menace to Society many, many times. And a few days ago, when I was making up the questions for this interview, I saw that and I had to go back and watch it. And when I seen it, I was like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "There you wait, what?" I saw you, and I slipped my mind every single time.
That was my Jerry curl days, man. That was my Jerry curl days. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was my Jerry curl days. But Kane couldn't get away with all the dirt they had did. Yeah, he had did. You know what I mean? Actually, when they turned the movie in, the company didn't want it. The original version was Kane was moving off with Jada. You remember they was leaving, going to a new city and to start a new life and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had actually moved, and he had actually lived in the movie. So I wasn't even gonna be in there. He wasn't gonna get killed. But the film company was like, you know, it's not right that he get away with all the dirt. You know what I mean? It's not sending a good message. So he had to die. So that gave me a little work. You know what I mean?
Here comes the Jerry curl.
It was good. Yeah, that was the Jerry curl days, man. We loved it. We kept it wealthy, kept it wet, kept it silky. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Had the 1980s Ice Cube look going on, you know?
Yes, sir. We all had them. Everybody but Chill. Ace had them. Mike D. We all had them at the time. Chill was the only one that never had one. And I think he even did back in the day. He probably did too back in the days.
Oh God. So also, you appeared in the movie Boys in the Hood as well. I have to ask, how did you land that role, and what was it like doing that little mini part in that movie?
Oh man, once again, Eight make everything happen, man. Eight, Eight took us around the world, man. They opened the doors for us for everything, man, and it was just fun, man. Just extras, just being there, you know, having fun with the guys and on set, and you know, eating food and drinking some liquor and having fun. You know what I mean? Just one of the regular days. It seemed like a regular day. Just a regular day to us.
Did you guys get to kick it with Lawrence Fishburne at all?
Yeah, all the guys. Yes, sir.
I have to ask, is he actually nice? Like, is he actually a nice guy in real life, or does he? Because he kind of looks a little mean a little bit, you know what I mean? But at the same time, he looks like he could have a nice side.
Nah, he real cool, man. Like a real father figure. You know what I mean? Real somebody you can look up to. Real smart guy. Yeah. No, he was real cool, laid back fella, man.
So you were also the CEO and president at Genesis Electrical. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how it came to be?
I went to school, got my electrical license, and it's just something I do on the side. You know what I mean? I'm a jacker of all trades. I'm not gonna be in a box. I do multiple things. You know what I mean? And electricity is another love of mine. You know, another passion that I have. You know what I mean? Just like cooking. You know what I mean? I'm a chef. I get my chef on, so don't be surprised. I open a couple of restaurants too. I'm jacker of all trades. You dig? I do it all. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty awesome. I gotta ask, what made you actually initially decide to get into electrical business?
I used to just fix things around the house first, like TV or vacuum or something broke down, and before we throwed it away, I figured it was trash anyway, so let me open it up and see if I can see what's going on in the inside of it. And I just started working with, doing things like that. So when I got the opportunity to think of another career and something else to do, it was electricity came pretty fast. like it. I get shocked a lot, but I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I learn.
Hey,
I
well,
just
you
gotta
know
stay
what?
alive. I don't want to die doing it, but I like it. You know.
Hey, man, at least you get shocked, but you're still here. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That part. That part. And I like to cook, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little chef too. You know what I'm saying? Chef Boy RB. I get my cook on in the kitchen. So don't be surprised if I invite you down to one of my grand open to one of my restaurants or something like that. You dig? That's what I've been thinking about doing. That might be on the horizon too, real soon.
Hey, that sounds like a pretty catchy nickname to call yourself, man. I think that would be a good idea.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got different hats, man. I put my hats on, different hats, and I like to wear them proudly, and I like to be good at what I do. You know what I mean? Master my craft. A little bit of solar panels, electricity. You know, I do everything, man. You know.
So, what's your like signature dish that you like to cook? Since we're on the topic, I might as well just toss that question out there.
Oh man, my kids and they'll say a lot of different dishes. You know, I got a lot of things in my arsenal, but my one signature dish, I would probably have to say gumbo. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite dish. That's the one that brings everybody around when I cook that. When I cook that, it brings everybody out the woodworks.
Oh hell yeah, man! That sounds actually delicious.
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir. Got a little Creole in my background, you know what I mean? My people from New Orleans, Louisiana, so I got a little Creole in me, you know, you dig? So I like that too, so we dig with them Creole dishes too, but it's all good. You know, I cook a lot of different things, but you said pick one, that would probably be that's what I'll get you with. I'll get you with my gumbo.
So I'm skipping ahead quite a few years. In 2012, your solo album "Still Wanted" was released. Can you tell us a little bit more about that record, and also, is it available online for purchase? And if so, do you have hard copies available for our old school listeners to scoop up a few?
You know what? I never released it. I was working on it, and I got real deep, almost finished it. I'm actually working on it now. I'm working with my son and a couple of more people. We finna finish that up, and got a couple more projects coming out, like with my son and a few artists. I'm finna get into the producing, finding talent, and bringing it up, putting my little fingertips on it. You know what I mean? What I can do, and getting more behind the scenes. But that Still Wanted up. I'm still working on it. It's almost done. I am gonna release that real soon this year. And just pretty much creep behind the scene, man. We getting too old for that. We gotta start breaking out our secondary things in life. You know what I mean? Rap ain't everything. We're more than just rappers. You know what I mean? So we getting old, and it's time to shift that second gear and go and do some more things that we like to do in life. You understand?
Oh hell yeah, man! I think I was just when I saw that, I was like, oh man, one more Boom Bam album, just one more, you know, kind of like in the sports, just one more match.
Yeah, it'll actually be my first solo, man. Eight done did a lot of solo, Chill done did a lot. A lot of people be telling me to go on and do my thing. I never stepped outside the box. I was more of a group guy, but I can do my own. I ain't scared to step out on that day. I can hold my own. You know what I'm saying? I can hold my own. I don't need nobody to hold my hand. So I think we gonna drop that this year and see how people like it and see how it go from there, man. You know, we get a couple more features on there. Get my boy Ren on there. I got a couple more features I got to get on there and wrap it on up, and I'll drop it. It'll be dropping this year sometime. So.
And speaking of Ren, I was actually going to ask. He's actually, from what I read, he was actually on that solo record as well. And I have to ask, what was it like working with MC Ren?
Oh man, Ren is a real cool cat, man. That's my boy, man. Real humble, real down to earth guy, man. And been knowing him for a long time. You know what I mean? And he's a real cool guy, man. It's real, and it's really good because I looked up to Ren. I mean, I was a fan. You know, and I was just a fan just as more as I was a friend. So it was extra special working with him and being a friend and just getting to know him. You know what I mean? Being a fan of his first, and then so it was really nice, man. Really good, I must say.
Every time when I actually used to listen to MC Ren, I always used to call him the lyrical assassin because he would just murder a beat every single time he was on it.
Oh yeah, Ren. I heard him. I heard him lyrically, man. Ren, that's what he do. You know, that's most of the greatest hits from them NWA things. Ren got his signature on most of that. writing wise, as well as Cube, you know, and other people. But Ren wrote a lot of those hits, and he ain't nothing nice with that ink pen.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You know?
I think my favorite verse by him is in 100 Miles and Running, when he's saying, like, you know, all you people are wearing our shirts, you know what I mean? But you're trying to, you know, yeah. I know my colors, so I'm not saying the word, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. It's one of my favorite verses, but it's the truth, you know what I mean?
Yeah. exactly. The villain ain't nothing nice, man. That's my dude, man. That's my man in 100 grand, you know.
So in 2018, you were featured on Hardhead single California. What was it like working with him, and how did that collaboration come to be?
Oh, Hardhead.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's my boy, man. That's my buddy, man. He's actually a good friend of mine. I was just at the studio with him a few days ago, man. It's good always getting in the studio with Hardy. He's very creative, and I like his beats and I like his tempos and stuff. And it's pretty good, man. Real easy to work with, you know what I mean? And he's real patient, you know what I mean? And make sure we get it right. No matter if we do it in one take or 10 takes, he makes sure it's right. It might be one little word that you didn't say right that he didn't like, and he wants you to redo it. It's trying to capture perfection, you know, and it's real good working with Hardhead, man. He's a really good producer. Matter of fact, he's going to help me finish up this Still Wanted album. That's one of the cats that I'm working with that's going to help me finish. So he'll have his spin on it, you know, a couple tracks. He'll have his little touch on it too, as well.
And I have to ask this because, Boom, you've been like an innovator for rap music, man. You've been around for a long time. And there's a lot of underground artists that are really talented and really trying to get noticed. I want to ask you, like, what's some good advice you can give some of these underground cats that really want to get their name out there?
Just stick to what you do, man, and you know, make music for yourself, man. Don't worry about what everybody else gonna think. Cause if you like it, you made it for a reason, and other people's gonna like it too. You gotta make it for yourself, and just stay humble and stay focused. You know what I mean? And it don't happen overnight. It takes some hard work and a lot of dedication, but it do happen. You know what I mean? And just stay focused and keep your eyes on the prize.
So I have to ask, other than your new record that's going to be released actually this year, what's next for Boom Bam? Any other projects? What's next for you?
Like I said, I'm finna start more so producing. You know what I mean? Bringing talent to the scene. I got my sons. I got my sons and my daughter. She sing, and I start working with other under you know. Diamonds in the rough, you know what I mean? Finding the diamonds in the rough, basically, is what I'm going to do, as well as, you know, the other things I told you. But music-wise, just producing and just finding the talent, man, bringing it to the light and putting my touch on it. And I got an ear for music, you know what I mean? I got an ear for it. No matter how old you get, you keep that ear for it. It's like we had it, even when we was young, we was talking about you got an ear for music. That's what you do, you know? And just bring some talent on to the light, that's all.
And so, Boom, this is the time in the interview that I give the individual that comes on the show a chance to give shout-outs to whomever they want to give shout-outs to, and also their social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you if they're not already doing that.
Right. You know what I mean? I want to give shouts out to the God, the man above, first off, man, and just everybody, man, that took a part and helped raising me and idols that I looked up to, man, and just build me to the man that I've become, you know what I mean? And more greater things is on the horizon, you know what I mean? I only scratched the tip of the iceberg of my talents and what I can do and what I'm going to do. So, yes, the best is yet to be seen. And, you know, just stay tuned for me, man. Watch me on Boom Bam. Instagram is Boom Bam CM Dub, you know what I mean? And Facebook is Boom Bam. I don't do Twitter, you know what I mean? But catch me on there, man, and check out what I'm doing and stay updated on what's coming and everything, my man.
I want to say, Boom Bam, it was an absolute honor just to be able to have you on my show and chop it up with you. I want to say on behalf of not just myself, but our fans, thank you so much for the years of great music and your contribution to hip-hop, man. Thank you so much. It was an absolute honor to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, man. Without fans, we nothing, man. So thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for growing up on our music, man. And we appreciate it. And stay tuned, man. God bless, and happy New Year's, and everything good for you, my brother.
Oh, most definitely. You as well. Happy New Year to you as well. And you have yourself a wonderful night, Boom. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys out, man. Have a good night.
You as well, brother.